old and kinda sad. No wonder they all leave you.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we are looking at why Red Dead 2 felt so immersive. The immersion is in the details, and these are 20 insane little details in Red Dead Redemption 2. Close your eyes if you don't want to see horse testicles. Let's go. Before we continue, we publish content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of our latest videos. Flashy holstering. This one's a perfect way to kick things off because before doing research for this video, I had no idea this was even possible. One of the most iconic Western tropes is the classic cowboy move of spinning the revolver and blowing off the smoke before slickly holstering it in style. Sure, you can't blow smoke, but you can still do some funky, tricky spins with your loaded gun. Try tapping L1 twice in quick succession. If you do it right, Arthur will give his pistol a flashy spin and snap it into the holster with a super satisfying whock. It don't get much cooler than that. Horse shrinkage. This one's basically a meme at this point, but seriously, how wild is this level of detail? In the colder regions of the game, your horse's anatomy actually shrinks due to the temperature. It's such a tiny, easily overlooked detail that it's become infamous. But that's what makes this game so brilliant. It's unnecessary, so weirdly specific, and it is just hilarious, but also a testament to Rockstar's commitment to realism. If you are setting up your dev team to work on a horse cock, you're hilarious. The end is at the start.
Okay, gentlemen, listen up, all of you. According to the information so kindly provided to us by the O'Driscolls, the train will be coming north from Big Valley.
This is one of those tiny little details that almost 100% of players have missed during every playthrough. During Chapter 1, when the gang is riding out for their first train robbery, there's a brief moment in a cutscene where you can actually spot Micah's hideout from the game's finale. It's subtle and only visible for a second, but it's a clever little nod to the ending that doesn't spoil anything. Easter eggs are so fun, and this full circle nod is as fun as it gets.
Let's ride!
This is someone's Roman Empire. American history is a subject of interest for a huge chunk of the world. Whether it's patriotism or wild stories, something about it sucks us in. With a huge chunk of history buffs enjoying your game just to live through the often romanticized American West, you have to keep a keen eye and attention to detail as a developer. And one dope little detail is that the American flag has the correct amount of stars for the time. I wouldn't blame Rockstar for unconsciously forgetting this, because I would, but obviously someone caught this detail, which is as wild as the detail itself.
So why don't you get moving? Get out of here.
Just minding my own business.
Arthur's artsy side. Arthur carries a journal with him and regularly jots down entries after major events or when he stumbles upon new places. I'll admit, I don't think I looked at it once, and now I regret it because while he sees his life as an outlaw or as something unavoidable, the journal offers a glimpse of a different side. His elegant cursive writing and intricate sketches reveal a more thoughtful artistic soul beneath the hardened exterior. Turns out, Arthur is actually a very well-rounded and deep thinker, which is surprising considering how easily he can cave in a man's skull. NPCs eat.
Even St. Denise on the very day of my arrival.
That's just how things are, I guess.
One of the most well-developed immersive elements of RDR2 is the NPCs, who all seem to live a full and realized life of their own. But want to see something super cool? Head into a saloon and keep an eye out for an NPC having a meal. You'll notice that they actually eat their food piece by piece by piece, with each bite gradually making the food disappear from the plate. Once they're done, they casually get up and continue on with their day. It is too immersive. Mud. RDR2 is literally the only game that I could make a video on and say, guys, how cool is the mud? Since most paths are unpaved, mud is practically everywhere, and it behaves realistically too. Arthur and his horse leave behind footprints, and if Arthur falls or gets shoved into the mud, his body leaves a detailed imprint. His clothes also get completely covered in it, meaning you'll need to wash up or swap outfits. This level of muddy detail was so unnecessary, but actually dealing with dirt adds a surprising unconscious level of immersion, which is the goal.
It's a long trail for you.
Town folks notice you tapping X.
Out of the damn way!
Are you crazy?
Should've moved.
If you lived in a small town and there was one dude who just went into a dead sprint every time they went from one place to another, you'd probably notice. That's why it's smart to slow things down in more populated areas. Sprint at a door and Arthur won't just walk in, he'll slam into it with his shoulder, busting it open like he owns the place. People inside will jump, sometimes curse, and definitely take notice. It's rude, sure, but not quite enough to get the law involved. Try it, it is hilarious. People will also comment on your sprinting out in the streets, which I think is worthy of getting shot. Store catalogs. The thick catalogs found in general stores and gunsmith shops aren't just glorified item lists, they're fully fleshed out advertisements complete with blurbs on craftsmanship and customer satisfaction. It could have been a basic buy-sell menu, but the game takes the opportunity and pulls you deeper into its world. One detail that really stands out is how the catalog behaves physically. In most games, books are stiff, lifeless props, but here, when you flip through the pages or hand it back to the shopkeeper, it moves with weight and a satisfying floppiness that feels incredibly real. I don't know why I'm even talking about it, but this game, it's so good. Shut up. RDR1 callback.
Jesus! Thought you were dead.
This is pretty wild. In RDR2, you can find a dying man who uses his last breath to say, "Tell her I never stopped." The man is carrying a letter addressed to Bonnie McFarlane. Part of the letter reads, "I'm heading off to make my fortune, and when I come back a rich man, you'll see what a fine husband I'll make you, and a father to our children." Bonnie, of course, is the rancher who saved John Marston's life in the original Red Dead Redemption. This small discovery adds a bit of a tragic context to her story and tells you why maybe she's unwed in RDR1. Thomas Downs appears more than you think.
Use your strength to help the weak.
If you don't know, Thomas Downs is the man who ultimately infects Arthur with TB, though the game never explicitly spells this out, so it's easy to miss. During the debt collection scene, Arthur confronts him aggressively, and that's when the infection likely happens. But on a second playthrough, you might catch that this isn't actually Downs' first appearance. Earlier in the game, he's seen asking for charity donations and even steps in to break up Arthur's brawl with Tommy in Valentine. In both scenes, he's noticeably coughing, subtly hinting that he's already ill at this time. It's a cleverly planted detail that hits harder once you know the full story.
No business, sir, but please, I beg you.
Snow will melt. In RDR2, as you walk or ride a horse through snowy terrain, you'll leave behind deep, realistic footprints that can be followed later. Fallen animals also leave noticeable indentations where the bodies hit the ground. But the most mind-blowing detail? When you transition into a warmer area, you can actually see the snow melting off of Arthur's clothes. It's a subtle touch, but it shows just how much care went into crafting this world. Also, Arthur's balls shrink in the cold, I assume. Losing your hat.
Good for you.
I know this is the point of the whole video, but goddamn RDR2 pushes the small details to the next level. Over the course of your adventure, you're bound to lose your hat, whether it's blasted off in a shootout or sent flying by a stray punch. When that happens, you'll usually spot it lying on the ground nearby. While your default and saved hats will go back to your camp, any hats you've picked up randomly from NPCs and forgot to save will be lost for good if you don't retrieve them. So, much like real life, you gotta keep an eye on your possessions, because if you drop them, they don't just reappear in your pocket.
This plant, burdock. I use the roots to make medicine for my horse. It's better than anything you'll buy in those fancy catalogs.
Good for you.
The blood stays on you. If you haul a bloody animal over your shoulder, you'll notice a shiny, blood-stained patch left behind. Stow that same animal on your horse and its hindquarters will end up smeared with blood too. Get splattered during a brawl, and the blood doesn't just disappear, it dries and stays. If you don't want to suffer remarks from townsfolk, then you're going to want to jump in the lake. This level of detail makes it so your character's history stays with them. Remember that fight you had an hour ago? Of course you do, because you still have the dude's blood on your boots. Animal corpses will decompose. In most games, dead bodies vanish after a while, especially if you wander away, but not in Red Dead Redemption 2. Here, human corpses are actually collected by the law, and animal bodies are left to decay naturally over time, eventually decomposing into nothing but bones. You can literally keep a dead body if you want to. I don't know why you would, but live your best life, King. Self-esteem.
You ugly bastard.
In Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a lot of things you should avoid. Bears, gangs, law enforcement, and mirrors. Yep, mirrors. If you do come across a mirror in the game, and if you take a moment to look into it, Arthur will make remarks about his reflection. Let's just say, he's not exactly kind to himself. Keep antagonizing folks too much and you might just hear the regret in his voice.
Old and kinda sad. No wonder they all leave you.
Struck by lightning.
These Pinkertons. Better paid bounty hunters. I ain't so sure.
Weather is a regular occurrence in open world games now, and having the weather affect the game is immersion 101. In GTA 5, rain makes roads slippery. In Metal Gear Solid 5, the sandstorms reduce visibility and cover noise. And during a lightning storm in RDR 2, watch your head. Lightning in the game isn't just for dramatic effect, it can actually strike and kill you instantly. So if you ever find yourself galloping across an open field during a storm, be aware that you're literally gambling with your life. That being said, it is as rare as it is in real life, so I don't know. Live your best. NPCs retain their injuries.
I might not read so good, but I actually memorized it.
Did you know that in Red Dead Redemption 2, if you rough up the shopkeepers in the local towns, they'll remember it. When you return to their store later in the game, they'll be visibly upset, although they'll still do business with you. You'll also notice physical signs of your previous encounter, like a bandaged head or a swollen black eye. Just to be real clear, dead people don't sell your products with an open skull.
I only do business with gentlemen and ladies. Now you keep that in the back of your mind.
The animals hunt each other. This game features a dynamic ecosystem and it functions beautifully. If you pause your own hunting adventure to observe nature instead, you might witness a cougar take down a deer or an alligator attack a boar. You could even see a grizzly bear fend off a pack of wolves and come out on top. There are so many events to catch that if you just sit and watch, you'll be shocked. Construction happens over time. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a massive game, spanning months and then years, so you'd expect the game to change from beginning to end. Early in the game, you might come across a scaffolding for houses or unfinished train tracks. If you revisit these areas periodically, you'll notice the builders gradually completing their work piece by piece. It makes the world feel alive as it grows with you. Hair and beard growth is cool, but so is town growth. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos.